Ooh, looks like some Mesa Higley highlights when Higley was rolling. Higley ran into that Pinnacle buzzsaw last week, and I know I got Beetlejuice coming up later on, and I know that he's probably going to want to talk at least a little bit about it. I got to give my flowers. I got to give flowers, not my flowers, but I got to give flowers to Coach Zupke and the job that he's doing over there at Pinnacle. Absolutely phenomenal. Love what Coach Zupke's doing with that defense. Has them right. Definitely rolling. I watched them a couple weeks ago versus Corona del Sol. I talked about that last week, I believe, a little bit. Me and my guy Gridiron is gonna be jumping on the show. I do got a special interview. I got one of my favorite kids coming up here in a second. Kids, student athletes. He's an absolute animal, and from a very, very traditionally proud linebacking unit from one of these super tough schools that produces some really good linebackers. So I'm going to bring him on in a second. But the thing that I always got to do, I really got to show love because I'm always showing love to as many kids as possible, but one in particular because of all the hard work that he's done in the community. Our Werfel candidate from the state of Arizona. I don't know that we've ever had a Werfel candidate. So I really want to show as much love to my guy, Coben Bourget, as much as possible because I think all the things that he does in his free time in the off season when he's not with ASU competing, practicing, playing. I just think that it's big. He's doing a lot with the flag football game, trying to help grow that thing. Does a lot of stuff with 7-on-7s. If it wasn't for the Bourget family, maybe we don't have a flight club. You never know. They were very, very instrumental in helping me put some things together, do some research, make that thing cook. Which Flight Club, has brought out, a whole host variety of people from rivals, from 24/7 on 3. I just can't say enough about what Coben and his family have meant to kind of jump starting that event that we do in the summer. I got to show some love to. I also got to show some love to somebody else real quick while I have him here. Because I know he only hangs out for the intro part. Shout out to my guy, Devin Horn, super talented videographer. If you've had the privilege of having him come out to a football game early in his career, because he used to be a basketball guy. Now he is indeed a football guy. He's doing a lot of cool stuff with ASU and occasionally making his way out to high school games. Show all your videographers love. Videographers, photographers, the Andy Silvases of the world, the Ariana Grannies. Who are some of my favorites? Corey Cross. JJ Digos, kind of family, if you will. Obviously, Devin Horn. Make sure that you guys show love to all these videographers. Ball Dogs AC, don't dunk on my camera guy, unless you can. My guy will give you buckets, though. He'll absolutely give you buckets. All those dudes from WSS, West Side Sports, Arizona. I think that they do a phenomenal job. Bamboo Media. There's like so many of them nowadays. Like they're all around. So like guys, like when you see those cameras up, and it's no longer just like me and the Cody Camerons and the Ralphs, and Ralph always used like an actual like camera, but it's not all of us like just with their camera phones. It's like actual camera guys, and I just want to show love to those guys. Make sure that you guys show them love too, because they work super hard to make sure that you guys have some super cool stuff, some super cool content to post. So if you're going to steal it from them, just make sure you give them a little bit of juice. Speaking of a little bit of juice, I do got a special guest that's going to join me here in a second, and I can't wait to catch up with him because he happens to be participating in what I think is one of the toughest 5A, what's going to be one of the toughest 5As possibly, I don't know, in a long time, especially now with none of these 5A teams going to be available to the open, the one and only, my guy straight out of Notre Dame Prep, literally straight out of Notre Dame Prep, super talented lacrosse player, super talented football phenom, Gunnar Perry.
Extraordinary drama, hot body for nothing. What's up? She give me not neck up between.
One of these all-time goats hanging out with his boy, Just chilly.
What's up, Joey?
I got my guy Gunnar Perry. What's going on, man? How are you doing?
What's up? Thanks for having me. I'm good.
Nah, man. I appreciate you jumping on.
Thank you.
What's new in the life? How's everything over there at Notre Dame Prep? How's school? Mostly how's that cafeteria food? I don't know if you be eating that cafeteria food because there is
Mm.
nothing. There is literally nothing like within like driving distance to Notre Dame Prep where you can just go grab a bite to eat.
We're low key. We're not allowed to like leave school, but I mean they get us right. Like we got Chick-fil-A and stuff.
Oh,
So I mean
sheesh.
I'm not complaining about our food. That's a good thing about Notre Dame for sure.
Hey, how many Chick-fil-A sandwiches can you put down in one
Yeah,
sitting? Off season. We'll
on an
say off
average
season.
day,
After a lifting session, how many Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches can you put down?
uh, my teammates will clown me for sure, but I'm saying easy 4 or 5. Like
Dang.
I, I can eat. Like I can eat for sure.
I know because I listen. I used to make fun of your brother Cooper all the time for needing to put on weight. I never had that problem with you. Like you were already ready to
Nah.
go. You were already rocked up, ready to go, and you already had that size and stuff. About 6 foot. Like you look like you're a healthy like 210, 215. What are you at now?
I'm 225 right now. Like I'm
Jeez.
actually been I'm probably like 220 right now, but preseason I was 225 like flat.
My man's an absolute animal. Hey, you play that linebacking position over at Notre Dame Prep, where a lot of dogs have come from. Shout out to Brock Lochnikar and some of those guys. Do
Uh,
you is that like a badge of honor for you? Like you're like, hey, I'm a linebacker at Notre
uh,
Dame Prep. Like we're about to get busy.
Definitely. I mean, it really just starts with our D coordinator, Coach Smith. Like he's a linebacker at heart, and he like takes that position. Like he doesn't deal with the corners; he lets them do their thing. Like, but he takes the linebacker serious. Like, I mean, you gotta, especially like if you like, I came in as a sophomore, and I started as a sophomore, and that was like the hardest thing I've ever done. Like the summer ball, I thought it was gonna be fun, like sweet. Like Cooper was telling me, like, "Oh, bro, it's gonna be a good time." First practice, he kicks me off the field just to prove a point, and then he comes up to me. I'm like, I'm pissed. He comes up to me and he was like, "Listen, if we're gonna play linebacker for me, like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a jump in your ass." And oh my god,
I
sophomore year he
love that.
did,
I love that.
and this year, I mean, literally, he tells you like. I mean, I thought he was telling my dad before, and I thought my dad was just messing with me. But no, he wasn't. I mean, he jumped in my ass sophomore year. I mean, he was telling me
I
like,
love that.
go, and it's like, go text Brock. I ended up texting Brock Locke on Instagram, like, bro, tell me he was like this with you, like what's going on? And I mean, he was like, listen, if you're gonna play linebacker for Coach Smith, like, it's just part of the process. But I mean, he breeds linebackers. Cody, Brock, other Brock Knopf, Deacon, like we've had some
Oh,
historic
Deacon Shea
linebackers.
was
I
a
mean, out of Notre Dame, it's
dog.
definitely.
How many of those
All
guys
time
do you
tackle leader at our school.
how many of those guys do you really talk to like regularly like every couple of weeks or whatever? How many of those guys do you communicate with?
I text Cody Wells almost. I mean, every day, honestly. I mean, he's been a big like part with like college and stuff too. Brock, I hit up Brock for like advice with Smith, and then Loki, and then like just about college and stuff too, and like he's been a big like help, I guess. I mean, I was Loki nervous texting him because he's older than me, like he's seven
For
years, eight
sure.
years older than me. As soon as I texted him, he hit me back immediately. He was like, what's up, boss man? Like, what can I help you?" I was like, "Okay,
That's
but
cool.
like it's a family. I mean, it's cool. Like really, like as it might sound corny, but like if you play linebacker like at Notre Dame, it's like those are your boys. I mean, doesn't matter what year you graduate. Like, I mean, you're a linebacker at Notre Dame. Like that's your thing. So I mean,
Hey,
I text them all the time.
Hey Gunnar, look, I'm not trying to troll your brother or anything like that, but you play defense. You're a defensive specialist, is what I like to say. Heat-seeking missile from that linebacking position, and no secret, Cooper Perry, your brother, he was a wide receiver. Did you ever jump in them tackling drills
Right.
like in practice? Or did you ever say, "Hey, coach, I need this opportunity one time for the one time"?
I'm gonna be real. Cooper was not allowed to hop in the tackling drills, but I
Random.
mean, it's like a cardinal sin. Like we're Catholics, like it's a cardinal sin if you touch Cooper at practice. I'm gonna be real. You're not allowed to. But I tried.
Oh,
Freshman year when I got pulled up freshman year, and I thought I was gonna catch him. Slick, he's got his back turned to me, just caught the ball hard as I can. Don't break down. He jukes me out of my socks, and he's
oh,
like,
word.
he just looks, he's like lock in, bro. Like, come on. It was embarrassing. I was like, fuck. I mean, he's untouched. I mean, I don't like to blaze Cooper because it gets to his head, but he's like untouched. I mean, truly, he's untouchable. Like at practice, no one's bringing him down.
No, for sure. Hey, I don't know. I don't know if something's going on with your internet over there. But I could hear some of what you were saying, talking about how Coop's untouchable, and like I know a lot of the opponents have seen some of that. Hey, Gunnar, I'm gonna let you reconnect real quick. So just
Okay.
disconnect, reconnect. I heard a little bit of what Gunnar was saying, and I think we got it back. Gunnar, you good?
I think. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Hey, Gunnar, I want you to disconnect and reconnect, jump back in. All right. We're gonna let Gunnar reconnect and stuff, but some of what he was saying was he was talking about obviously Cooper Perry being so elusive and things like that, and he also didn't want to glaze his brother. He used that word, that buzzword glaze. He didn't want to glaze his brother because everybody be showing Cooper that type of love and stuff, and they're brothers, but they're still competitors. And I don't know, man. Listen, I'm gonna keep it trill. If Gunnar gets that chance, I'm putting my big money on Gunnar to win, to definitely win that battle. If they in the tunnel, boom, I'm taking Gunnar all day. Gunnar, you good?
I'm good. What's up?
Oh, perfect. All right. Hey, so talk to me. This 5A now, super stacked, super loaded. Oh man, I hope we don't go through this. But this 5A is super stacked, super loaded. What can we expect from Notre Dame Prep down the line over here? Because your schedule is absolutely crazy. I know you guys got Campo Verde on the rise, and y'all already saw Desert Edge. What can we expect from Notre Dame Prep the rest of the way?
I mean, we're battle tested. We played Desert Edge up front. I like how we played against them. It was close. Some slow, rough. Like those are games that just teach you. I mean, you don't.
Oh, hey Gunnar, yeah, Gunnar, your internet. I don't know what it is, or if it's the way your phone is set up or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I can hear you. Whatever you do, hey, do what you did to reconnect, and then don't move your phone. All right? Because I want to make sure that we can hear you. Like disconnect and then reconnect. We'll try this one more time. All right? Oof, my man Gunnar. Hey, he was giving us some good stuff. Talking about Desert Edge, they just played them. They just saw Desert Edge. So we're gonna give Gunnar one more chance, and hopefully he'll tell us another story about how one time he actually did get to hit Coop, and Chili was right that if he gets put those pads into Coop, then down for the count. So, but other than that, like listen, Notre Dame Prep always extremely competitive, always doing their thing. All right, we're gonna try this one more time with my guy Gunnar. Let's hope that this thing works. Gunnar, you good?
I think I'm good.
All right,
You
cool.
can hear me?
You sound
Okay.
you sound good. Sound good. Don't touch a thing for now. Talk to me about this 5A, this new 5A. Like nobody's going up to the open, and I know that you love that because you want this opportunity to compete with the Desert Edges, the Desert Mountains, and see them in the playoffs. How do you feel about this? Damn, man's internet is killing. This is crazy. Hey, Gunnar, this is crazy because I know you got that good north side internet that is not west side internet. So we gotta figure this situation out. I don't know what the problem is, but do you have AirPods or headphones that you use for
I don't. I'm trying to move real quick. I don't know what's happening.
Well, we're gonna get the house tour. I can't wait to check out the house. The most important part is the fridge. See if you got those 5 Chick-fil-A sandwiches in there for a midnight snack. That's what I shoot. I'm going. Oh, it looks like we're in the living room now. Dang. Yeah, it's super sketchy. It's super. Hey, Gunnar, we're gonna run this back. We're gonna run this back at some point. We're gonna figure out what the problem is, but we're gonna run this thing back because I don't want you to sound insane. But Gunnar, I appreciate you hanging out. We're gonna bring my guy Gridiron Arizona on in a second to talk about a couple of these matchups. That we got in store this week. All right, let's see. This is the last one. I swear. All right, Gunnar, you there? No, this is all bad. I don't know what the problem is. This is crazy. Gunnar, we're gonna run this back. We're gonna run this back in a couple of weeks after you guys stack up a few dubs, okay?
For sure. Thank you.
All right, my man. All right. Hey, I'm gonna bring my guy Gridiron Arizona on. We're gonna go inside the numbers. We're gonna talk about a couple of these big matchups that we got. Coincidentally, also in the 5A, this is kind of gonna be like a 5A talk show since just talked to Gunnar Perry for a little bit since we only got a portion of that, but most of it usable. Don't listen. I never know what the problems are with technology, and it happens to all of us. It's happened to Gridiron. It's happened to myself. It definitely happened to Adam Beetle. So, and Beetle is Mr. Technology amongst all of us. So, yeah. So it happens to the best of us. We're gonna catch up with my guy Gunnar Perry down the line, but in the meantime, we're gonna bring Gridiron Arizona on, and we're gonna go inside the numbers, talk about 2 games and 1 superstar athlete in the state of Arizona. And I don't want to say we hope he wins this game, but I don't know. This year has been kind of 50-50. It's been super iffy. But anyways, your boy Chili, I'm going to catch up with you in a second, bringing my guy Gridiron Arizona back on. Oh, shout out to Pete No, showing love to Gunnar Perry, and Devin Horn, giving big love to Gunnar Perry. Absolutely heartbreaking internet situation, technology situation with my guy Gunnar Perry, who is an absolute monster over there for Notre Dame Prep, a tackling machine, a punishing linebacker, just traditional form for them because they always have one of those absolutely special athletes. Yeah. And don't get it twisted. Multi-sport athlete, superstar lacrosse player. Absolutely
he plays a little offense too.
Yeah, no, I know. He gets loose on offense. Just to remind everybody that the Perrys do their thing on both sides of the ball, not just one side like Cooper did. But no big deal. Just putting that out there. Hey, we got a pretty loaded 5A segment here.
Well, first of all, I get to see Gunnar play last Friday night out at Notre Dame Prep. The second series of the game, he took a direct snap and took it 52 yards inside the 5-yard line, and then he got to finish it off in the very next play for a touchdown. And then I retweeted his highlight clip there from I think yesterday. All kinds of hits he was making in that game for the Saints also.
Hey, business stuff. My man is an absolute savage out there. All right. We do got some, man. I don't even know which game is really bigger than.
It's all about the 5A tonight.
It is until Beetle jumps on because he's such a homer with his 6A ball. You got to be the biggest schools. Like he doesn't want to show anybody else love. So I'm just kidding. He's not quite where big school Brett is. When Brett Quintine goes big school mode, but young Adam Beetlejuice is getting there. I just don't know which game is actually the bigger game that we've selected. That actually, when I say we, I mean Gridiron selected. Okay, I'm just gonna pick this one first. I listen. I love this matchup. I absolutely love this matchup, and I think that this is gonna be tough. We got Paradise Valley at Cactus Shadows. Got to catch up with Donovan Dixon last night on Dropping Dimes with my guy Cam Cox. That's our show, Dropping Dimes, on the 12 Plus app. Talk to Donovan, the dynamic dual threat quarterback. Absolutely special. And that team is absolutely loaded. Alex Daphnis, the tight end over there, who saw some running back duty early in the season. We're still kind of early in the season, but you know what I'm saying. Wide receiver.
This is the midway game. This is game 5. This is the halfway point.
Yeah, I
We're
guess
no
it's
longer,
like the mid.
we're no longer early season.
But we're still in the first half. We're still in the first half.
Just until Friday night, we are. Yeah.
Yeah. Until the games end on Friday night. All right. Anyways, Dylan Aspiris, talented wide receiver athlete over there. Offensive lineman. They got a pair of them, Peyton Wales, Riley Baughman. Those guys absolutely handling business, making sure that their guy Donnie can get loose. On defense, they got linebacker Clayton, I believe it's Pfaff, and then kid's an absolute stud. And I'm not sure what's going on, but I believe that this is their transfer from Oregon, defensive back James Wade. I believe he came over from Oregon, and talented kid, moves around really well. X factor for them, wide receiver Trey Peck, who came over from Millennium, an absolute dog. I watched him work out in some off-season camps and things like that. Under Armour doing his thing. On the flip side, and they're coached by Papa Dixon, Coach Chris Dixon. Such a special situation. Father son get to do this thing together, rebuild this program. I think that's absolutely amazing. And Dixon told me that he's a lifer over there at Cactus Shadows, that he wants to be there for as long as possible and help really build that program and take them to the next level. So they play Paradise Valley, one of my favorite coaches in all of Arizona, Coach Greg Davis. I think that he is an absolute savant of a coach. I think that he is so special to the community, not just the Paradise Valley community, but the Arizona high school football community. He's got a quarterback, Aruj Bahara. He's got a talented running back over there, Caleb Simmons, wide receiver, Alonzo Gonzalez. 2 DBs that I like, Alex Bringus and Connor Allard. And then linebacker Bowen Meyer, who's doing his thing up front with defensive lineman Kavish Vieira. I think that this game is going to be super interesting. Gridiron, I'm going to let you break this down a little bit further, go inside the numbers, and tell us a little bit about the story of this game.
Yep, we got a 5A game. Paradise Valley 3-1 at Cactus Shadows 2-2. Friday night, 7 p.m. up in Cave Creek. It's at 60th Street in Dove Valley. Last week, Paradise Valley defeated Flagstaff 63-21. Cactus Shadows shut out Camelback 35-0. Last meeting between these teams was in 2021, so 4 years ago, before any of these players were in high school. Cactus Shadows won that game 37-6. For Paradise Valley, their head coach Greg Davis in his 12th season, actually a former Cactus Shadows coach more than a decade ago. He's seeking his first playoffs since 2022 with the Trojans. Quarterback Arush Behera, he's a junior, 1,016 yards, 10 TDs, had 4 touchdown passes and 344 yards passing in the win last week. Running back Caleb Simmons is a senior, 458 yards, 8 touchdowns, has 3 straight 100-yard games, had 209 last week. Wide receiver Alonzo Gonzalez, the senior, has been on the receiving end of most of the touchdowns from Behera. 42 catches, 563 yards, and 8 TDs. On defense, you got linebacker Bowen Meyer. He's a senior, 27 tackles and 4 sacks. For Cactus Shadows, head coach Chris Dixon in his 4th season with the Falcons. They have scored 30 or more in 3 straight games. Quarterback Donovan Dixon, a senior, 1,158 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, and then he's rushed for 401 yards and 6 TDs, as he kind of has the last 3 years. For his career, has 78 touchdown passes and 36 TD runs. He has 62% of the Falcons' rush yards. So we don't really have a running back to spotlight this year, unlike last year, at least so far. On the receiving end, you got tight end Alex Daphnis, a senior, 23 catches, 367 yards, and 3 TDs. And wide receiver Dylan Aspiris, 23 catches, 290 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The light went out there for the second time tonight. Defense linebacker Kason Stieg is a junior, 23 tackles, 2 sacks. And defensive lineman Dylan Malone is a senior, 14 tackles and 2 sacks for him.
Man, I love this matchup. Man, and I love Coach Davis. Nobody, oh man, I think I say this every year about him when we break down Paradise Valley. I really feel like nobody gets the most out of their team the way that he does. I remember the one year when he had like 17 players
Yeah.
playing in the 5A and took them to the playoffs. Like, so I always just want to show him as much love as
They've got
possible.
30 listed on the Max Preps roster. So we'll see how many are suiting out here by the end of the season and stuff. They do have a freshman program. There's no JV team for either of these two high schools. It seems every year you see the tweet from Coach Davis right around the first week of school, trying to get more guys to come out for the football program because they're always hurting on numbers at the varsity level, and it's usually in the 20s.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I think that playing for somebody like Coach Davis would be an absolute memory. It would become a core memory real fast. Just the way that I've seen him interact with his players, talk to his guys, build them up, things like that. Absolutely
Yeah,
special
certainly
human.
a
So
motivator.
absolutely, yeah, for sure. So all that being said, my guy Coach Dixon over there at Cactus Shadows. Super talented offensive mind. I mean, he's got a lot of history playing the game and stuff like that, up and down quick. I feel like they're just starting to hit their stride. I just had the NAU commit Donovan Dixon on the show with me and Cam last night, dropping dime, shameless plug. I'm going to take Cactus Shadows in this one. I just think that they're just getting to where they want to go to and figuring things out, as a team. So they're figuring out their identity and the things that they have to do, and they're trying to make their way back into getting an opportunity versus ALA Gilbert North and Desert Edge and things like that. So I'm going to take Cactus Shadows in this one.
Yeah, we look at Cactus Shadows. They started the year with one score losses against Desert Edge and ALA Gilbert North. It was an 8-point loss to the Scorpions and just 2 points to ALA Gilbert North. And they followed that up with a pair of wins against Eastmark and Camelback by a combined score of 95-13. Obviously, those teams aren't the high 5A caliber that they faced the first two games. Paradise Valley is going to kind of be in the middle of those teams. But I think Cactus Shadow is going to be able to score. I think Paradise Valley can score some points too. But I'm going to go with the Falcons here, 40-27.
40-27. Okay. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than that. I think Coach Davis is going to get the dog out of these kids and make this thing go. 40. You think Coach Dixon going to run that bill up? Okay.
That's not right. That's
okay,
13 points is not running the bill up.
No, I mean, I guess there are teams that are. Yeah, there are teams that are actually running the bill up out there, leaving their starters in late and getting late touchdowns and stuff like that. But yeah,
if Paradise Valley gets the lead, they're going to leave their starters out there because they ain't got much of a bench.
Oh, sheesh! No, that is true. That is true. All right. All right. Up next first, we got to talk about some things that happened last week. Our Inside the Numbers Spotlight segment. Our guys, Bo and Nico Jandro. How did the situation play itself out regarding our guys getting the dub?
Their team got the dub.
Yes.
I'm looking at the box score, and I see no Jandros in the box score. So I don't know if that means that both of them are hurt now or what happened. But fortunately for them, the Huskies scored 70, so they were able to withstand allowing 33 points to Brophy.
I thought that they were both playing.
I found
out that one was not playing, and then we thought that one was going to play, and now we found out that none played. So, but anyways,
I didn't see any in the box score.
Anyways, they did get the. I mean, it is possible. It is possible that a team ran completely away from them because
and had no talent, but that's even more unlikely. So,
yes, that is very, very possible because if I was coaching against them, I don't know that I'm running guys directly to them because those guys hit very, very hard. Like they're absolute punishers. But very unlikely because
be in the box score either. I'd just be out running cardio.
Because those guys are absolute heat-seeking missiles that will find you if you are carrying the ball. They will get those tackles. Okay, but the most important thing, kind of one of the most important things, is that they got the dub. We are back to. Are we on a win streak again? No, we're not. We're back to 500, right? With our inside the number spotlight guys.
We're above 500. We are now 3-2 because we started
Okay.
in week 0.
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
We've
We're
had 5,
0-1.
and we're 3-2.
So we went 0-1, then we went 2-1, then we went 2-2.
Right.
3-2.
3-2 now.
Okay.
60%.
Well, hopefully, I don't want to say hopefully, but it's really tough. It's really tough. Before we get to our manual standings on our situation, we do got to show some love to our new spotlight player this week, the one and only. Drum roll, please, for super talented, one of the best defensive backs in the state. Where is this thing? And that's not it. Oh, here we go. Super excited. Super talented defensive back, straight out of Desert Edge, straight out of the West Side. The one and only Cameron Hamill, Texas A&M commit. Gridiron, I'll let you go inside the numbers on what he's done in his illustrious career.
Yep, we got Cameron Hamill from Desert Edge, 6'1", 180, cornerback, Texas A&M commit, as you can see on the bottom of the sheet there. Has 23 varsity games played, 3 interceptions, 1 pick six, 120 tackles, and 2.5 sacks. Had 33 offers, went on visits to Penn State and Texas A&M before committing to the Aggies last June. He's versatile. He can play cornerback, safety, or nickelback. Physical player, strong tackler, and then he also runs track, which I think helps him in coverage, getting those, the quick bursts and the ability to be able to run sideline to sideline. Because 120 tackles in his career is a lot for a defensive back. That means he's coming up and making plays. Double-digit tackles the last 2 games, 7 tackles for a loss this season. Has 2 sacks last week and a forced fumble in a 29-7 win over ALA Gilbert North. Desert Edge now 4-0. The Scorpions will host Mountain Point, who's 3-1, Friday night in Goodyear.
Yeah, Cam's an absolute dude. Been watching him for a minute now. Oh man, dang, no secret. Gridiron gets super biased when it comes to his inside the number spotlight thing. Look, I'm not saying that we're trying to time this out or anything, but last year
we could have easier opponents for Desert Edge. I will fully acknowledge that.
Last year, our inside the number spotlight guys went undefeated, and I've already been hit up by a few parents and former players that are telling me that 2025 inside the number spotlight players better than 2026 inside the number spotlight players. That whatever, I leave it up for debate. So hey Ben, you're right. Got to do our homework better. Like I said, I thought that they both played.
I think they did. I like I said, if with those 2 guys, if they're not in the box score, that means that they didn't play, because they would be making play. Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed that the kids were healthy, but I didn't know.
I wasn't there. I was out at Notre Dame, so yeah, it can be 2 places.
I haven't been at Hamilton since like last year, so there's that. But yeah, hey Ben, you're definitely right. Got to do our homework. And neither of them played against Brophy, and I think only one has played this season so far.
Yeah, I did know that because we talked about that last week.
Yeah, so like I said, I had thought that they were both healthy and played in the first game, and found out that was not the case. I just thought like, hey, look, there's no way that ALA Queen Creek is just giving up 70 if both of the Janitors.
ALA Queen Creek.
Yeah, early in the season in that first game. Like I just didn't think that there was any way that
when they played Hamilton.
Yeah, that they were that ALA Queen Creek was getting like shellacked like that. If both
Hamilton's doing that on a weekly basis.
Yeah, they're definitely cooking. They're definitely cooking up these 70 point
You know who they have this week?
Outputs.
You know who the Huskies have this week?
Yeah, they got Centennial.
They
I
got
believe my guy.
Centennial. We'll see if they can put up another big number this week.
Shoot, I know they're gonna try. I definitely know they're gonna try.
Mhm.
All right, hey man, manual standings. Gridiron versus Chili. In our personal pick'em, 2-piece pick'em. I know I'm
Yeah.
trailing. What's it look like
You're
right
trailing,
now?
and we both missed an opportunity last week. We had we talked about Combs, who hadn't allowed a point all season, and they still haven't allowed a point all season. It was
Absolutely
0-0 after 3 quarters before the Coyotes win 2-0 on a safety to get to 4-0. We both took Paradise Honors in that game. But I did put one on you with Pinnacle, who did give up a touchdown for the first time this year. But they did get the win to stay undefeated, and not undefeated, but oh boy, there we go. It is we're seeing 7s and 3s there. It's not looking your direction so far. So
it's okay. I'm gonna hit the 30-point shot in the state championship game when I pick the winner of one of those, and we'll see how that works out. It actually that actually hasn't worked out very well for me over the past 2 years. So it is what it is. But we're gonna continue to do this. I took Cactus Shadows. I believe you took Cactus Shadows also.
Yeah, we both were. Yeah, is this correct?
Yeah.
And last week we were both on Paradise Honors and we both missed it. So
I really wanted to take Combs too, but I started drinking the Kool-Aid, and I just thought my man
Combs.
Coach
I did rank Combs this week. Last week I mentioned that this was the prove it game because I talked about the 3 opponents that they'd played so far. How they were all teams that were going to finish in the 40s, and Paradise Honors was the best team they'd played so far, and so they defensively they proved it, and offensively obviously they didn't put any points on the board on offense, but the defense was good enough to score all the points in the game, and I think I put them number 8 this week in the 4A.
Number 8 unscored on, and they're number 8. Wow, that's mad disrespectful.
I got it right here. I think. Well, I didn't have. I know I didn't have them ranked until this week. 7. I'm sorry, I have them 7. I put them 7.
Sheesh. For a team that hasn't been scored upon, some people will say it's like 7 spots too low.
A bunch of upsets that there's been all season. It's been an interesting year in the 4A.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to move on. This is our second matchup of the night. We're going to talk about this. Hey, listen, Southern Arizona, don't say that we don't show any love. Like me and Gridiron, we do our best.
Yeah, so, we do our homework.
Well, we're trying. Listen, Mr. Thompson over here is a little upset with us, and it's okay. He's well within his rights. Could be a troll. I don't know. He's got a picture over here, so I'm going to let him live a little bit. All right, big matchup over here in Southern Arizona. We got Buena, one of your favorite teams. You love talking about Buena. Marana.
At Sierra Vista.
At Marana, which is one of my favorite teams. Marana, led by Coach Philip Stewart, absolute savant also, just like Coach Davis. Got a ton of dogs over there. Colton Coco Meyer, the quarterback. We love using the nickname, so we use the name Coco. Tucson Turf standout. Running back Jeff Smith out there, and young Jeff Smith has called you out on Twitter in the past. I remember. And then
he did.
The buck does not stop here. It indeed keeps going with wide receiver athlete Sean Roebuck. Absolutely phenomenal talent. And then a pair of guys on defense, Hayden Utley, a linebacker defensive lineman, and linebacker Greg Webb, who's an absolute stud. X factor over there, I think, is going to be wide receiver Jesse Howell. Hopefully he can open some things up for Sean Roebuck to get loose, and Jeff Smith to do some things on the ground. On the flip side, Coach Joe Thomas trying to build something very, very special over there at Buena. He's got some players to watch, one of them being quarterback Caleb Layton, super talented kid. Running back Michael I think it's Luan, is what I was told. Yeah. I'm not sure. Wide receiver athlete Jaden Thomas. I saw him at a showcase. I want to say last year or the year before. Looks good, man. The kid's a good looking kid. The way he moves, the way he plays. Actually, I want to say it was at U of A for sevens. Pair of linebackers over there. A pair of linebackers over there. The Krause boys, Cooper Krause and Jax Krause, and they got an X factor of their own, a running back, Ricardo Brooks. I think that if you can alleviate some of that pressure on Lujan and help open some things up for Thomas, really contribute, I think that, could make this game very, very interesting. I do suspect that me and Gridiron are going to pick the same team in this, but it is very, very possible that we may not, because of Gridiron's affinity for one of those teams. He may be brave enough to roll the dice. Gridiron, I am going to let you take over, go inside the numbers, and hype up your team.
We are looking at the 5A. We have Buena 3-1 against Marana, also 3-1. Yep, also 3-1. I forgot to write that down.
Oh, sheesh.
I was verifying that they were 3-1. I remember they had that close game at the beginning of the season. Friday night, 7 p.m. This is at Marana. That's on Sandario Road, just south of Twin Peaks. Last week, Buena defeated Tucson 42-28 in a game that didn't end until after 11:30 because they had like a lightning delay for a couple hours. Marana defeated CDO 24-3. Last meeting between these teams was just last year. Marana won the game 51-38. Remember, that was a Marana team that went 10-0. So Buena certainly, scored some points against him and played him tough. But Marana gets the win. Colton Meyer had 375 yards
Coco
in that game. And Jeff Smith III had 118 yards rushing and scored 4 TDs. For Buena, head coach Joe Thomas, he's in his 11th season, just won his 50th game with the Colts last week. And that is notable because he took over a very difficult situation in 2015 and started his career 0-20. 0-10 2015, 0-10 2016. Buena is an interesting school because it's not too far from the military base down there, Fort Huachuca. You get a lot of people that go in and out. You don't necessarily get people for the duration of high school down there. They can be good one year and then not good one year. But either way, the administration stuck with him despite starting 0-20, and here he is now with 50 career wins.
I love it.
Quarterback Caleb Layton, he's a senior, 615 yards, 8 TDs. Running back Michael Lujan's a senior, 571 yards and 6 touchdowns. He went over 2,200 career rushing yards last week. Wide receiver Jaden Thomas is a senior, 12 catches for 341 yards and 6 TDs. That's a lot of big gains, 340 yards on just 12 catches. Linebacker Cooper Krause, a senior, 63 tackles and 3 sacks. And defensive tackle Tyler Gertie is a senior, 19 tackles and 2.5 sacks. For Marana, head coach Philip Stewart in his 5th season with the Tigers. Colton Coco Meyer, the senior, 1,278 yards, 14 TDs, just 2 interceptions. Running back and wide receiver Jeff Smith III, sophomore, 221 rush yards and 3 touchdowns, plus 20 catches for 148 receiving yards. So they'll use him in multiple ways. Wide receiver Sean Roebuck, a junior, 29 catches, 335 yards, 2 touchdowns, plays both ways, also has 2 interceptions this season. Wide receiver Jackson Sharp, 17 catches, 321 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And defensive end Hayden Utley, 14 tackles and 3 sacks.
Hey, man, I think Sean's name, you got to spell that $EAN because my man's absolutely money when he gets that ball. I'm telling you. I remember for the past few years, the past 2 years to be exact, kind of hitting the 7-on-7 circuit with Tucson Turf a little bit, talking to Des. And Desmond used to always tell me that truthfully, he believed that his little brother Sean was a little bit more naturally athletic than him. That's absolutely scary. That is absolutely scary because
Desmond got some records, some state records over there at Moran, and of course was last year's Doherty Award winner also. And he's already getting on the field for the Huskies and making plays. He got a touchdown last week.
Dez is the owner of a record that I don't know if it is ever going to be broken in the state of Arizona. Do you actually have that number?
The season is that what we're?
Yeah,
I think it was his
career receptions. Career receptions. I don't think it's ever going to be broken.
He broke that about game 4 last season. and then obviously added to it for another 7 games.
Man, listen, wide receivers coming up in the class of 30, 31, 32, 33, and so on
All you
better
guys who are
be
freshmen
grateful.
right now.
Y'all better be grateful that they forced Morana into the open, which I felt like it was deserved. They went undefeated because
Yeah, because he might have gotten another
if he got
games.
4 more
Yeah.
games, he'd add 40 more receptions to there's oh my gosh, it would have been so insane.
He would routinely have games with 14 to 15 catches.
And Dez, and like I said, the reason that we got into the like sidebar with this and sidetracked with the Dez talk is because, like I said, Dez literally told me that he believed that Sean Roebuck, his little brother, was a little more naturally athletically talented than him, which is absolutely scary because once I don't know, it's going to be absolutely insane. Listen, bottom line, I love what Jeff Smith does out there. Love Coco. And give me Sean Roebuck for a pair of touchdowns. I like Jaden Thomas. I think that he's special. I like what the Krause boys are doing, and they run their social media right. Give me Morana to win this one, though. At home, the home of Trenton Bourget
it is a home game for. I think the Tigers have the edge on defense in this one. When I look at it, it was a. If I look at Buena here, that they give up 31 to Cienega. Tucson got 28 off of them. They had the bad game against ALA Gilbert North. It was a 42-14 game. That I think that lopsided game is kind of what stirs me. That I don't trust the defense to be able to hold down a really, really good Marana offense. And obviously last year they put up 51. I don't think they put up 51 this year, but I'm going to take the Tigers 38-27.
Okay. So I figured I wasn't sure because I know that you're kind of a Buena fan. You always hit me with that. Hey, did you see Buena? Buena's averaging this amount of points. Hey, did you see Buena? Look at what Buena's doing. So I thought that you might roll the dice.
If they had played ALA Gilbert North, kind of how Cactus Shadows did, if it came right down to the end, I might have been persuaded to go with them there. But I'm gonna stay off that one and take Morana.
Okay.
I think I have Morana ranked I think number 3 right now in the 5A.
I think that I think that Morana, with their track record and the things that they're doing and what they're capable of, I think it makes that the easy
This is
pick
Buena's
now.
chance to get ranked because I do not have Buena ranked despite being 3-1. You go and knock off the number 3 team. That's going to put you in there next week. Absolutely.
All right. Hey, Gridiron, do you know what game you're going out to this weekend?
Yes, I am going to be up at Cave Creek at the Cactus Shadows Paradise Valley game. Hopefully Paradise Valley people don't rewind earlier in the show where I picked against them.
Just don't sit on those sides
and remind
of the
me of that after they pull the upset victory. So
just don't sit on that side of the stadium.
I've seen Cactus Shadows play before, but I've never seen them play up there before at their home. So a new field for me to see.
Okay. Well, what's it called? The Dixons, they'll make sure that you're taken care of with that A1 hospitality. I heard that Cactus Shadows has some amazing amenities and some great food over there. So
by the way, it might be a wet one this Friday too. If no one's checked the advanced weather, it's
bring an umbrella.
Hundreds are supposed to end here in the next couple days. Maybe not for the year, but temperature Friday is going to be in the 80s, and a good chance it'll be a rainy one. Not a monsoon, not lightning, just rain. So
that means
if you're Buena, we shouldn't have a 2-hour delay, and we should be able to continue playing in the rain. It just wreaks havoc on my stat sheets.
What's the low gonna be? What's the low?
You mean like at the end of the game?
No, I guess
it's not gonna be
during
cold.
the game.
I'm not bringing. I might bring a rain jacket out there, but I'm not gonna be cold out there. It'll still be like in the upper 70s, low 80s, even if it rains.
So you're gonna bring an umbrella. You're definitely bringing an umbrella.
I have a poncho that I packed every game last season and never opened. It might get opened this week.
Okay, you got to take a picture. You got to take a picture for us. I'm gonna make that the new mascot of the team.
I think Umbrella's on vacation. I don't normally bring him to a game.
I will buy a solid picture, if a photographer is out there and grabs a picture of Gridiron in his poncho, I will pay good money for a solid high definition picture of Gridiron in his poncho at the game. So I'm just gonna put that out there. All right, Gridiron. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out, jumping on, and doing your thing weekly. I got to get to Adam Beetle because Beetlejuice. He's gonna magically appear here in a second.
Yeah.
So I will catch you next week. Oh yeah, and I owe you food. I also owe Cody.
He's got Friday night devil duty this week.
Yeah, he does. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy for Beetle. All right.
By the way, I hate football on Friday. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, me and Cam Cox talked about that too. But
your entire recruiting base is busy. They're not watching you.
Well, unless they had a Thursday game.
Well, there's a handful of them, but for the most part, anybody who's a high school football player that is into ASU is going to miss the game.
Yes, this is
unless they record it, watch it when they get home. But there you go.
They're gonna tune into the highlights. They're gonna see Dillingham swimming with the fans. You know, when they rush the field and get this big upset dub over
right. All the people,
TCU
people in the stadium are college football fans. They're not high school fans. They're college fans.
No, I'm just saying that the high school kids are going to jump on social media and see Dillingham swimming with the crowd when the crowd rushes the field. And
that was last year when they won on the Friday.
Many times. It was Sea of Sun Devils.
Yeah, it was. What game was that last year? It was on the Friday,
wasn't it? Oh, I don't remember which one was on a Friday, but wasn't the Utah game?
I remember it ended.
And BYU
enough that I had got home from my game and I watched the end of it on TV.
Didn't we get a sea of Sun Devil fans for Utah and BYU? I know Utah for sure. Utah was the Friday game.
Well, the BYU game was definitely a Saturday afternoon. Because that was the one where everyone rushed the field.
I'm just talking about swimming through the fans. All I'm talking about is swimming
Beetle
through the
will know which game. It was probably
it was Utah. Utah was the Friday night game.
Was it Utah?
Utah was the Friday night game.
It was a later start. I believe this one's a 6 o'clock start, so it's not going to still be on when I get home. I think last year was probably like a 7:30 game or something like that. But
I know.
So there you go.
I know for a fact that it was Utah. I know for a fact that it was Utah because if I remember correctly, I went to Notre Dame Prep to watch them. Watch Cooper Perry play quarterback in 7 other positions. Struggle. And then I caught the end when Dillingham was swimming through all the Sun Devil fans.
Yeah, I saw the interview where he got sucked up by the swarm. Yeah.
And then I jumped on a plane and went to Oregon to go watch Oregon knock off.
That was the Oregon-Ohio State weekend. Yeah.
Where I also saw a sea of humans.
Yes, you did. You were in 2 of them in one weekend. Yes.
It was the most insane journey of like sports for me ever, possibly in 24 hours. So anyways, Beetlejuice has appeared. So Gridiron, I will catch you next week.
All right.
And maybe you'll get caught up in a crowd. Who knows, right? Because it might be Paradise Valley's form in the field. You never know.
The Cactus Shadows.
He doesn't get to be Big School Beetle because we already got Big School Brett. So I am going to, let my guy Adam Beetle pick the topic of discussion this week, and he has actually already done that. We got 2 games.
First of all, I just want to say, have you ever seen a high school field rush? Like I can't say that I've ever seen anything like that. Like not just in Arizona, but like
I feel like I have.
I've never really heard of such a thing.
Oh, I felt like Chandler fans poured onto the field when Chandler finally beat Hamilton. That was like a billion years ago.
You mean when? Oh no, when Hamilton beat Chandler in 21.
No. Before that, when Chandler finally beat Hamilton, when J.R. Hunt took back that interception, when when my guy Deontay Sykes caught that touchdown pass from Bryce Perkins. I think you were a zygote. You were young. Like
I was
you
young,
were
but
way young.
I do
Yeah.
remember that the game that Hamilton beat Chandler,
Well, yeah,
because
because you were a little bit older then.
they had all the fan, because they sold too many tickets, so they had all those people standing around the field, the sideline, and then they all just came sprinting onto the field after it was over.
You know what? Two. I've seen two. There was Chandler. When they finally beat Hamilton, a bunch of their students came onto the field and they were throwing all the stuff up in the air. And Chase Lucas had to find me and remind me, like, "Hey, Chula, you said that I could come into the radio station and pick all the music," which that is not what I said, Chase. I stand on business. He was like, "Oh, you said I could pick whatever I want to play on your radio station." I was like, "No, I'm not going to get fired." I almost got fired for bringing him and Bryce Perkins in, but they came in and I let them pick whatever music that was allowed to be picked.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, they had a lot of fun. They were picking some of the pop stuff, but they had a lot of fun. They're like, "Oh, I want to hear this Katy Perry track. Katy Perry kind of fly. Like, boop, let's play that." And
There's nothing wrong with some old Katy Perry.
No, they picked some heaters too. They picked some Meek Mill. I almost got fired for playing some Rose Red on the radio, but it's all good. I was down to do those type of things back then. But yeah, so there was that one, and then a billion years ago, way back, Coach Wellbrock was coaching at Desert Edge. Ralph took me to the what I thought was like the edge of the earth. At Desert Edge, my first time ever at Desert Edge, and Verado got their first dub ever against Desert Edge. I think it was in the season finale, and that thing was insane. There were so many people on the field, and yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I feel like that was a field rush, like both of those situations, because there's a lot of humans on that field that were not wearing like pads or jerseys. So there's also a lot of police officers on those fields that were trying to like figure out order. But I would say that those two situations, I guess I would consider field rushes. So
all right, there you go.
So yes, I have seen it.
Okay,
security's a little bit different these days, though. I feel like they've tightened some things up, and they kind of prepare for those things when they know in advance that like this team hasn't beat Basha in a billion years. Perry hasn't beat Basha in a long time, since Brock Purdy was president over at Perry. So like,
well, there's a hypothetical. Let's say that Perry.
Well, you don't get to create that hypothetical because you already said that Basha's gonna put that running clock on Perry early in the season. I hate to bring that up, but say that. Old news. I know. They got that thing clipped up. Like you went to a barber shop, and they're gonna play that thing over and over when they're lifting weights that week, and they're looking to try to make you eat that tape. So just so you know,
I hear you.
Ticket Kale Snyder gonna try to make it rain.
No, I hear you.
I'm just letting you know. Listen. My man Beetle making history over here. But hey, before we get into anything too deep, one thing that I do know that you want to break down a few of these games, and sticking with your big school status, you want to talk about your alma mater a little bit, at least for a hot minute. They are the hot topic of a lot of things going on in the state of Arizona regarding high school football. Are they the third best team? They're really running the bill up on a lot of people. Hamilton Huskies starting off the season 4-0. They got Centennial this week. Hamilton, listen, I've weirdly seen people texting me with Hamilton spelled HAMIL 70N, like because they are scoring 70 like that. Beetle, talk to me about the madness on the south side of Arizona Avenue.
Well, it has been a very long time since Hamilton has been this dominant, and I talked about this on Friday, and I talked about it on the Saturday morning show, but I want to throw out the stat again just because it's kind of ridiculous. Hamilton, and this is from Zach Elvira, by the way. He threw this out. It's super great stat. Hamilton now averages just over 62 points per game, outscoring opponents 249-81. That's the highest average through 4 games in program history. And the last time they averaged a point total that high was 60 points in 2009, and Hamilton went 14-0 and won the 5A D1 championship. So,
Okay. Hold on. I want to pause you right there because I think that is a fantastic stat. Zach always does his homework. And always comes up with the good stuff. One thing I want to ask you. Hamilton's 70 versus Brophy. Does it really look so different than Bash's 40 versus Brophy on night one when you consider that 70th point, if I'm not mistaken, was scored by running back one, Jacob Brown, at the end of the game, where Basha was rotating guys in, and Coach Jewell, I am so sorry. I am not trying to kick your Broncos while you guys are struggling in two of these games. But I do got to bring this up because Jacob Brown is like their starting running back. Super talented kid, tons of D1 offers. Does he have any business in a game where they're up 63-33?
well, first I'll just say,
what kind of point, what kind of statement are we making, my esteemed Beetle?
Well, that's the point. Is what kind of statement is Hamilton trying to make? Are they trying to prove that they are the top dog, that they are the number one team, that they are better than Bastion, better than Liberty? It's hard to judge. It's really hard to judge it right now because you're looking at again a Bastion matchup in which they were rotating in and out fairly a lot throughout the game, and then the starters came in, or the second string came in.
Basha played their second string running back, who is so talented, Jake Rogers. Right. In the second quarter.
Right. So you have to ask, would Basha have done the same thing or more had they kept Brody Veers in all four quarters? Had they kept Joshua Gaines and Noah Roberts in all four quarters? Had they kept the receivers in all four quarters? Had they kept their starting defense in all four quarters? Would they have done the exact same thing, or would they have scored less? I think that the biggest takeaway from this is that Bash's defense was able to hold Brophy's offense to less points than Hamilton was. I think that's the big takeaway. And obviously you look at Hamilton's defense that was without Bo and Nico Jandro. That's
for sure.
That's some major production and, maybe a score or two. That's not, on the board then. But I think we're looking at a game between Basha and Hamilton on October 24th that could potentially just be a shootout for the ages. And I think that it's going to, we're either going to see a lot of competitiveness and defense being played and it kind of be a low scoring game, or it's going to be like how the Rams and the Chiefs were on Monday Night Football a couple of years ago, where it was just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it was an awesome game. I think regardless, this game is gonna be awesome. One other thing I did want to,
you know what, Adam, if you want to commit to going to that game, I'll commit to going to that game with you. If you want to do that right now,
I'm already committed.
Okay,
I'm already committed.
Right. Oh, do you have to do it with the Pulse?
No. I am specifically taking that off, and I have to be at Basha Hamilton. Like that is the game I gotta be at. I'm gonna be at the freshman game on that Wednesday. Like it's legit. Like I'm excited for the weekend of October 24th. It is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Okay.
One other thing I did want to throw out there. Is we have a serious player on our hands that has the potential to install himself on the Arizona high school football Mount Rushmore. And that's Roy Oliver. Now, let me tell you, Roy Oliver on the season already has 14 touchdown receptions, which is about almost 4 a game. The 6A record is 29, and it's held by Yuma Catholic's John Henderson.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not only is Roy Oliver on pace to surpass that, but he's on pace to surpass that by a mile.
Oh, fast.
Now, I bring that up because you brought up another receiver, and you mentioned how his record that he holds may not ever be touched.
The receptions record for Desmond Roebuck,
352.
Career.
Roy Oliver currently has 30 receptions on the season. He had 43 total last year.
Yeah.
So he's got 73 in his career. When you crunch all the numbers and put it together, Roy Oliver is going to be very close to that 350 mark, and it'll all have to do if he stays healthy and if Hamilton makes it far the playoffs every year.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if we're talking about one player that's able to go out and break some records and make some noise, potentially be one of the best wide receivers, one of the best players in Arizona high school football history, it could be Roy Oliver.
Yeah, me and Cam talked to Roy a couple weeks ago, and that is an absolutely special human. Loved chopping it up with him. Talked about his brother and his family and stuff like that. And the things that he is capable of on that football field. He's super unique with his talents. I'm excited to see what transpires the rest of this season and seasons coming up, because he's going to be the guy that becomes the focal point of every defense that he faces. Because I don't think that was quite the situation the first couple of weeks.
And I think, going into this game, this is absolutely going to be the toughest defense that Hamilton has faced all season long. Centennial held a Queen Creek team who, even though they have their backup quarterback, Sawyer Hales, which is a dog, by the way, Sawyer is going to form into an incredible quarterback by the time he gets to his senior season. I think I look at how Centennial was sort of able to prevent Chandler's passing game, for example, although they let that last drive slip through and Chandler was able to march the field and win. Centennial did a really good job at holding it down defensively in their secondary and up front as well. I think that if Centennial can find a way to put a lot of pressure on this Hamilton offense, I think that's something we've really yet to see Jack Scully in an environment of yet this season is thriving under serious pressure. Granted, Hamilton's offensive line has been great this season, and they're going to get some more help when come next week when Logan Ray's eligible. But this is going to be a huge test. A huge test for Hamilton's offense. I'm really excited to see what Centennial is able to do offensively. I think they're still figuring some things out. Obviously, they've put 3 wins together, which is great, and they seem to be clicking. But I think for their offense, the big question is how can you take it this week to the next step? Now that you have 4 games under your belt, you're coming off a really good win against a really good Queen Creek program. How can you then elevate that against a Hamilton defense is going to give you all they got?
Hey, I'm curious to see how the Centennial secondary matches up with Hamilton. Curious to see how Roy Oliver gets off versus Carruthers and company over there. Coach Carter at Centennial has his work cut out for him. He's the DB coach over there, and he produces some special guys. But he really got hit. I hope that he's watching that game film, because Roy Oliver ain't just welcoming you to his house to come move all the furniture around. He's welcoming you in so that he can catch 3, 4, 5 touchdowns and get his brother loose too. I am so intrigued by this matchup. I almost want to pull up and go watch this. I think that this is going to be a great game. I used to call him Baby Coach Taylor. I can't even call him that anymore. An absolute defensive savant. I am very curious to see what Hamilton is able to do versus Centennial. Coach Dixon has an amazing offensive staff over there with Coach Pebler. A couple of those guys, I just, man, this game is going to be fireworks, and I can't wait. I think I might try to pull up to this and then pull back up for Bash at Hamilton in a couple of weeks. So, you picked the doozy of a game to talk about, Adam. I really got to say, when I say, hey, pick a game that you want to talk about, you're definitely not playing around. We do got one more game that we're going to get into, though. If you're cool with that. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I'm cool.
All right.
I'm always cool.
Hey. You're all right. I like the way that you're growing in the business stuff. So, the second game that we're going to talk about, I think that this is a game that was kind of circled on a lot of people's schedules early on. A lot of media wanted to come check this game out. They felt like there's going to be a ton of talent on both sides. Mountain Point at 3-1 right now, coming off the loss to Desert Mountain versus Desert Edge at 4-0. Mountain Point offense looking kind of interesting. Jordan, they got the quarterback Jordan Morgan. Jordan Morgan, is that it? Munoz.
Jordan Munoz.
How did I say Morgan? Got to do more research. Got to do more homework. But their running backs have been balling. Sonny McKinney, Coach Gray's over there really doing his job, coaching that backfield up. Their defense, Coach Pinkard, up until this Desert Mountain game, has really done his job to make sure that his offense, that the Mountain Point offense was able to get the ball situationally, so that they could take care of business. I love what I see from the ground game over there. The pass game, I think, is going to come along. When Coach Artis and company decide that they want to figure some things out and make some changes. And I don't know what's going to transpire, but I think what people think is that Desert Edge, overloaded with talent, is going to cruise to 5-0. Beetle, I'm curious what you think.
Yeah, I honestly look at this game, and I'm paying a little bit more attention to Desert Edge, and just the fact that you look and see what a team like Desert Mountain did to Mountain Point last week. And I think if you're Desert Edge and haven't scored more than 40 points all season long, realistically, if I'm DE, that should be my goal in this game, is to try to outscore Desert Mountain or get at least close to where they were at in this one, because Desert Edge's offense has struggled this season. Now their defense, on the other hand, has looked fantastic. They've locked down. They've been beasts up front. And you mentioned Mountain Point's run game, right? They're going to really have to open up some areas and figure out how they can get the ball to their receivers in this one, and an opportunity to try and win it. And, Mountain Point is going to look like a whole different team next week. I think they're going to get a lot of help in the receiving area. So this game is going to tell a lot about where the balance sort of is between these two programs, and between, I think a lot of the question marks also have been, what is the balance overall in 5A? What are the tiers in 5A? Where are the teams at? And I think this game itself, looking at it and looking at the product of, looking at the result of this one and Mountain Point's game against Desert Mountain last week, is going to tell us a lot about where each team is at in the 5A conference.
Man, listen, the upcoming schedule gets very, very difficult for Mountain Point after this. I know they got ACP and Campo Verde on the horizon. Your thoughts on what's going to transpire for them moving forward? Because Desert Edge, a lot of us have going undefeated in the regular season, so we're going to chalk this up to Mountain Point going 3-2 after this week, and then they're going to have to see ACP and Campo Verde, two tough teams. ACP beat Desert Mountain, which beat Mountain Point, and the hip bone's connected to the leg bone and all that stuff. What do you see happening the rest of the way for Mountain Point now?
Yeah, ACP kind of, it's weird because, last week you look at them having to come in and play with a backup quarterback and still execute it to perfection. I think some people thought that they'd put their backup in and, maybe their offense might regress a little bit, which in the first quarter, it was a little slow. It was a little slow for ACP, and then they scored 21 in the second. And so then you're kind of like, oh, okay, ACP still is the real deal. They're still legit. But they're gonna be tested by this Mountain Point offense. I think that they'll have a lot more firepower. Obviously, come next week, they'll be a little bit more. How do I say this? Accelerated, aggressive than maybe Desert Mountain's offense was in week 2. So it's going to be a big challenge for ACP's defense, seeing how they're going to step up, and then Campo Verde as well. I mean, first of all, you gotta go up against Jake Jones. So getting to watch the Jake Jones versus offensive line matchup at Mountain Point is going to be a lot of fun. But this is where it gets gritty for Mountain Point, figuring out how can we pick up some wins late in the year in region play and put ourselves in a good position for the playoffs.
Based on what you know about Mountain Point right now, what they've done through the first 4 games, Mountain Point is a team that I picked to go 8-2 preseason prediction with me and Gridiron. What are the chances that they reach that, honestly?
Hang on, I'm pulling up their schedule real quick. So we've got DE, Arizona College Prep, Campo Verde the next 3 games, and then to end out the year, it's Gilbert, Skyline, and ALA Gilbert North. I would go ahead and say I'm going to give them 8-2. I'm going to give them about a 70% chance of that happening.
Okay. Okay.
And this
I'll
is
take that.
the Adam Beadle ESPN FPI, whatever you want to call
Okay.
it, whatever
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
analytics.
Yeah. No, hey, I appreciate that. I'm just curious to see if I can. I need these dubs versus Gridiron. I'm getting killed in our weekly pick'em. So, I'm just trying to figure out where I can get these dubs at. All right, Beetle. Listen, real quick before I let you go, there are a couple of our guys in college that are absolutely doing some things and making some big noise. A couple of them that you want to talk about of the quarterback variety, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think just one in particular, and it's Damon Williams, of course.
D1.
What he did last week against Washington State in the Apple Cup game, got a
You went
big Apple
nuclear.
Cup win. 16 of 19 for 298 and 4 touchdowns. That's a career high in both of those remarks. And then a 13 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown. I believe the 88 yards is also a career high. So a career high day for Damon Williams. And Washington is one of the teams I think a lot of people don't necessarily talk about in the Big Ten as being a serious contender,
Hey.
and they're going to have a huge opportunity this weekend against Ohio State. I will definitely be sitting on the couch watching that game for sure.
You got a prediction? Who are you picking? What are your thoughts?
Ooh,
Pick a winner. Do it now.
I forget who did Ohio State play last week?
Whoever they played, they won. Let me check.
I mean,
real
they're the
quick.
number one team. So, obviously, going into Seattle always has a great environment, great fan base. It makes things difficult. ESPN's FBI says that Ohio State has a 68.8% chance to win over Washington. I'm going to go with the Buckeyes just because you're off to a 3-0 start. You're establishing yourself as one of the contenders in the Big Ten, and I think Jeremiah Smith is gonna torch some defensive backs in Seattle this weekend.
They're on a bye. They deserve that bye after Hamiltoning Rambling State 70-0, and then and then beating Ohio, their little brothers in Ohio 37-9. So yeah, shout out to my guy CJ Hicks over there from Ohio State. The kid's an absolute monster. But all right, Beetle, I appreciate you checking in and talking some ball, alumni and current stuff going on, and a little bit of history since we were talking about field rushes. Are you going to be at a game this Friday? Because I know that you are super busy and you got.
I will be at Mount America Stadium on Friday.
Okay,
the Sun Devils
will not
take
be
on
at a game this
TCU.
Friday.
Thursday, I think I got to go out to a girls' flag football game for a Cronkite class, which I'm excited for. It should be a lot of fun.
Which one? Which game are you going to?
I will be at Williams Field in Mountain View. So I'm going to go see my guy, Renee Elizondo, over there, his first year at Mountain View. And Coach Brody over there at Williams Field doing his thing. So it should be a fun matchup. And then that game starts at 6. So I think I should be able to catch a tail end of a high school game. I'll probably try to make my way over to Chandler and go watch O'Connor and Chandler. Or Ben Franklin and Valley Christian. That game is going to be easy. And if it's still going on, I'm going to try to get there as fast as I can, depending on what the score is.
Your game's going to end at what, like 8 o'clock?
Probably. So I'll probably be able to catch at least a full fourth quarter. It's just I kind of got to make a decision because I've already seen Valley Christian once this season. And if I don't see Chandler on Thursday, then I probably won't see them the entire season.
What?
So
dang,
I kind of gotta make a decision there. So we'll
really
see. Yeah.
How's that even possible?
It didn't work out.
All right, Beetle. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out. You do great work all the time. Make sure that I hope everybody gives you a follow. The Real Beetle, if I'm not mistaken, and just like that, Beetlejuice, I'm sending you back.
Extraordinary rhymer, hot body for nothing. What's up? Hot tempo, up. She give me not neck up.
All right, and your boy Chili, I'm gonna make my way out of here. I appreciate everybody always hanging out, checking in, and showing some love, supporting their guy. Yes, I got to do some better research on some things because sometimes life be lifing, and I just be getting caught up in just not knowing everything all the time. But also, I will make sure to bring my guy Gunnar Perry back because we need to hear more Gunnar Perry stories. So your boy Chili, I'm gonna make my way out of here. Don't forget, make sure that you guys are supporting the Devils on Friday in some capacity if you're watching the game on your phone while you're at a high school game. Also, make sure that if you need anything, make sure you hit me up at Just Chili, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Forks Up Forever. Holler at your guy. Y'all know the deal.